Get full access to over 20,000 episodes with your free trial. MyOutdoorTV. Sign up today.
Scotland is one of the most classic and well-organized hunting destinations in Europe, with a more than a century-old tradition of receiving hunting guests from all over the world. But while Scotland is rightly famous for her scenic landscapes and great shooting and hunting, it is a widespread prejudice that you cannot hunt top trophy bucks. The reasons for this are probably the fact that the British traditions of game management until recently primarily was focused upon regulating the size of the populations. However, in the last decades, there has been a growing tradition for selective roebuck culling in order to increase the quality of the heads. One of the pioneers in this field is the Dane Alf Sørensen, who is managing the roebuck populations at a number of estates covering a significant part of northeastern Scotland. The centre of Alf Sørensen's game management is Lerny House near Aberdeen, where he is also accommodating a part of his many hunting guests from all over the world. Lerny House has been the setting of the present owner's hunting activities for more than a century, which is evident from the decorations of the Manor Hall. While the primary hunting object formerly was the red stag of the hills, Alf has diligently established a number of healthy roebuck populations in this area through proper game management, and consequently, some very good trophy heads are being taken here on a regular basis. The guests here are Danish Jens Kjær Knudsen and Mikkel Vendelin Olsen. They are both seasoned roebuck hunters, and in spite of having taken good heads many places around Europe, they are quite impressed by the high quality of the heads you can see here at Lerny. The heads have it all: heavy beams, long tines, pearling, and plenty of color. Lerny House was erected in the 1740s, but thoroughly rebuilt after a fire in 1838. The present owner has left the inventory which has belonged to the building throughout the family's ownership of the estate, and this contributes to the outstanding and very cozy atmosphere when staying at the house between the many great hunting experiences in the terrain. After a thorough introduction to the place and an interesting briefing of his game management policies, the hunters are on their way to the shooting range in order to check the zeroing of their rifles before the hunting commences next morning. It is always a good idea to check your rifle before the hunt, partly in order to avoid accidental wounding, partly because you will improve your self-confidence in shooting when knowing that your equipment is in perfect order.
Same hole.
Oh, super.
While Jens is using a Merkel Helix bolt-action rifle in .308 Winchester caliber, Mikkel prefers a lightweight single-shot rifle for his roebuck stalking, a so-called Kiplauf rifle from Merkel in .270 Winchester.
It's as if it didn't move to the right. Should we give it one more?
I would fire another shot.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Ground connections, you know.
Fine, it's
Perfect.
I wouldn't worry about that anyway.
Sorry?
I wouldn't worry about it being just a bullet.
No, but you know, it's now it's flat for 200
yeah,
meters. So
perfect.
Perfect. It's just a half an inch too high on 100 meters, which means that we can shoot flat up to 200 meters. So that's perfect.
Next morning, the weather is very good for hunting, and Jens and his stalker Steve have been out in the vast terrain of Strathmore Estate.
We've just spotted a roebuck behind this forest, and we tried to go around because of the wind. It's a 6-pointer, and this thing is an old buck, but the horns are not so big, but the body and the neck are thick. So we will take a closer look.
We are the first hunters on this big area. I think it's 6,000 hectares, so we have a lot of area to walk around, and we will see a lot of roebucks. And they're moving around. They're very hungry, and you can feel the springs. You see they are very active, the roe deers. So we will see a lot of deers. I'm sure.
We have walked around the forest and come in good wind now to see if he's out in the field now. But I have a feeling he went in. But we will go closer and see if he's out there. It was an old body buck, but you could see it's a big body. But we must have a closer look. Yeah. See out there. He's lying in between out in the green. Yeah, perfect. We try to go a little bit closer, 50 meters, and go out. So feel the scene, get a clear shot.
The two experienced hunters are quite aware that the battle is far from won just because they are covered by the trees and the wind is favorable. First, they must carefully scan the surroundings for any other animals. If there are other animals in the vicinity, they might detect the hunters and warn the buck by running off barking. Accordingly, the hunters must check the surroundings thoroughly and approach the buck as quietly as possible. The hunters are in luck because the buck is not alert. It looks like it is drowsing in the warm morning sun. Steve is checking the surroundings an extra time before signaling Jens to move forward into a shooting position.
I think the sun's going to move off him, and once the sun gets off him, he's going to move. It's whether or not he moves up or comes in.
Yeah.
So I think we need to get down and set up, because once the sun's away, I think they'll head in.
Yeah.
I think we'll go down a bit further and then get a good position.
Okay. We have a problem with the backstop of the bullet if I shoot him from here. So we try to go around and see if we get a better bullet stop. I don't want to shoot him from this position. Yeah. You see how black he is? His hair is very dark gray, really.
As it is not likely that there will be anything behind the buck to catch a passing bullet when the animal gets up, the hunters have to stalk around it in order to make a safe shot. The stalk takes time, partly because the hunters must be quiet, partly because they frequently have to stop and look for other animals. Suddenly, Jens spots an animal out of the corner of his eye. Is it a buck? Yes, and a very good one, too. Stephen quickly approves the buck. It is better than the one in the field. The question is if it will be gone before Jens can get the rifle up on the shooting sticks and make a shot. In order to avoid being detected, Jens has to wait, raising his rifle until the buck looks the other way. The buck has not noticed the hunters, but he's constantly watching the surroundings like all old bucks do. Now Jens has to act before the buck disappears between the trees. From the look at Jens's face, you can easily tell how content he is when he registers that the buck is lying dead. The hunt took quite an unexpected development this beautiful morning.
That was a nice dog. We have crawling into the buck on the field, and suddenly in the forest we see down. And it took a minute for us to get the rifle down off the shoulder and up. But he didn't know we were here. The wind was very good. It was a nice buck, actually bigger than the one we were stalking on. So that was a nice ending of this dog. Now we must see him.
Let's go and look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very in. Yeah, looks a nice mature buck.
Yeah, yeah.
Just not long shed his velvet.
My first spring buck from Roebuck from Scotland. On my first stalk, it was a very nice dog. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Strathmore Estate is not only the home of roe and red deer. The estate's many waterways and lakes are also the home of a species which has been extinct in Great Britain for more than 400 years. After a number of experiments with beavers in fenced areas, the species was released in the wild in Scotland for the first time in 2001. The beavers came from Norway, and due to several subsequent releases, there is now a growing population in many places in the country. Formerly, beaver skins were especially suited for making hats, and the prices obtained were very high, which led to a pursuit of the animals that eventually eradicated them in all of Great Britain, just like in many other European countries. Today, the largest impact of the species to man is probably that the beavers build dams, which have a beneficial effect on the water quality and the vegetation along the waterways, enabling these to facilitate more species. The population of trout and salmon also benefits from the beavers' dams, especially in periods of low waters in the rivers. Mikkel Vendelin is out hunting with Adam Smith, who is head stalker of Strathmore Estates.
Make sure this is empty before we go up.
Sorry.
Just empty the rifle before
Yeah.
If you go up first, I'll pass it up to you.
The first day of Mikkel's hunt did not give any tangible result, but as all experienced roebuck hunters know, patience will be rewarded. Adam knows that there is a trophy buck living in this area, and the hunters decide to get up in one of the shooting stands to wait and see if it appears. And 20 minutes later, something happens. 3 animals appear in the open.
That is a big medal.
Really?
That is a big medal buck. Fucking big. Cross there. We need to go for him.
However, the hunters must get down and stalk closer to get a shot.
It looks like a very mature buck. Very strong antler and well coloured for the time of year. It looks nice, so I may be mistaken, but I think it's a big lad.
During the stalk towards the animal, it is very necessary for the hunters to keep entirely covered by the trees, as this buck is old, very experienced, and very shy.
The last female is still looking back.
To avoid the wind swirling to the animals, the hunters stalks some distance past the buck.
He's on the wood edge now.
Oh yeah, they're running now.
Need to make sure your muzzle is clear. He's coming back now. Come on, the fence. It's not the two together, it's the one behind.
Yeah.
Here he comes. If you pick him up now, Mikkel. He's on him. Take him, take him. He's hit him. Reload, reload. He's down, he's down.
Okay.
Just stop there, Mikkel. You've hit him high in the back. He's down. He's there. A little bit more exciting there today, guys. Well done. Well done.
We just shot a very, very nice 6-pointer, and I'm so excited to get over and see it. We stalked him here along the farmhouse, and we saw 7 or 8 animals. It's just amazing, and then they all ran off. I think they got scared by the pigs making a lot of noise, and then he eventually turned and walked back. So the Kiblaf, the one-shot Kiblaf from Merkel here made a one-shot kill, as it should be. So, and the bug is just lying out there.
Keep your rifle ready, yeah, that's great. This is what we're after.
This is exactly what we're after.
This is it. That's old and gold, guys.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adam.
Well done. Well done.
That's a very, very nice head. Very nice head.
Look, I need to get in the net and actually go back to the car and get my camera.
This is a beautiful, beautiful buck. Adam, what do you think? How old is he? Because he's not that big in body compared to some of the other bucks we've seen, but
Yeah,
this is by far the biggest one we've seen.
He's at least 5 years old.
Yeah.
He's at least 5, and I can tell you right now that's a gold medal.
Yeah, he's
Absolutely 100% that's a gold medal.
I like those
It's
handles.
the first in 3 years.
Fantastic.
Well done, well done.
So
It's been a long time coming.
Your selective shooting is paying off now.
This is what the management plan is all about,
This is
producing quality animals like this.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's what it's all about. We've had a few close calls waiting on this one.
Yeah. That's all. That's okay.
It's all forgiven. Yeah. This buck here we've been watching for quite some time now. He's been in this area for a few years anyway, but we try and do things right and leave them till they're the right age to shoot like this one is. He must. I think
he's really paying off.
Yeah, I think he'll be 5 years old. He's in tip-top condition, plenty weight on him as well.
But you've known him for a couple of years.
Yeah, we've seen this guy about, and his brother is still here on the other side of the woods, so we might get him later on.
Yeah, we'll have a look.
But yeah, this buck has been clean for a little while now. We had a close opportunity last night with this same animal, but we were just unlucky. We didn't get him, but we've got him now.
That's why they get old, but he ran out of luck.
And your rifle did perfect job here. Clean shot. He took the bullet. The bullet's done a nice job as well. It's not made too much mess, and it put him down. He ran maybe 30 metres and he expired there, so it all did a good job. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Perfect.
Perfect.
The beam comes together in the middle from the cornets, comes in and then kicks out again up to the points.
At noon, the hunters are having a break from the hunt and use the opportunity to take a walk around Strathmore's Glamis Castle. The castle has been in the property of the Lyon family since the 14th century, but the present buildings are mostly erected in the 17th century. In the early centuries, the Strathmore estate had land many places in Scotland. Today, however, all the land of the estate is connected and somewhat smaller than formerly, but still covers more than 57 square kilometers. The estate's fertile land in the valley is cultivated along with a large forestry situated mainly on higher ground. The combination of farmland and forest in conjunction with a careful game management are the main reasons of Strathmore's dense game populations. Glamis Castle is situated in the center of the valley, which has given the name to the estate. Not surprisingly, this place has a rich history. Before the castle was built, there was a royal hunting lodge at this place, and in which the Scottish King Malcolm II was murdered in 1034. Glamis Castle is also the place where Shakespeare's famous play Macbeth takes place. There are several legends connected with the castle, and it is claimed to be haunted by ghosts and have hidden rooms where a terribly malformed child of the family is said to have spent its entire life. The castle was renovated after a fire in the early 19th century and rebuilt again after another fire in 1916, but no hidden rooms were ever recorded. The most famous occupier in recent times is probably Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon, who later married the later King George VI and became mother of the present English Queen. In the middle of the afternoon, the hunters go hunting again. Jens is going to stalk in another part of the huge estate. It has recently rained, and this gives hopes of extra activity among the roe deer here at the fringes of the forest. Stephen knows several bucks in this area that he would like to have culled, and accordingly Jens and he stalks through the terrain placed inside the young forest, where they will have a better view between the trees. In wet terrain, Jens uses gaiters, which protects the trouser legs against getting torn by barbed wire or thorns, and prevents mud getting into the boots if he has to cross a swampy area. Much to their surprise, the hunters see no roe deer out in the open terrain, but as they know there are many animals in this area, they are extra careful checking the terrain between the young trees. When the hunters reach the high seat, they still haven't seen a single deer. All they can do is to sit and wait for the game to become active. In order to facilitate the game management, a number of portable high seats are used at Strathmore, and in spite of their light construction, they can accommodate both the guest and his stalker. The safety bar is not only protecting the occupants against falling out, but is also useful as a steady rest when shooting. After the rifle is loaded, there is only one thing left to do, exerting the greatest virtue of a buck hunter, waiting patiently and keep your eyes open.
There's something there. See? I can't see because of the tree.
This looks like being one of the bucks which Stephen would like to have culled, and as a seasoned buck hunter, Jens gets ready to shoot, just to be sure not to miss an opportunity if Stephen says okay. The buck has moved into an angle where Jens cannot shoot. Accordingly, he must swap places with Stephen. The buck hasn't reappeared, but Jens is convinced that it is still right behind the tree.
He's in the trees. Yeah. I think he's coming this way. He's coming further down. Yeah. See him? Yeah. Like the buck. Yeah. He's coming the right way. Yeah. He's coming like that. Coming to the left now. Come to the... He's now. Yeah.
Shoot him in the chest. He's down.
That was exciting.
Yeah.
What?
Well done.
Yeah, thank you. You were told me that if we have to get this buck, we have to go into the forest and sit here 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. And this is his crossing point. He will come through this. And he came exactly as you told.
Wind was good.
Yeah.
It was
But so lucky he came
down the hill.
this way down.
He was on to us. That's why I told you.
Yeah.
Just shoot him there.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah. It was a nice buck to pick out here in the forest. Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, super.
Nice, clean, dark coloured. He's been clean a while.
Yeah, see, he has a thick neck.
Ah, he's solid.
No, yeah.
I think he is a good mature buck.
Yeah, yeah. His heavy head, I can feel the neck. He's over 20 kilo. Oh. That was a nice buck. Very high buck.
At noon, the hunters leave Strathmore for a while to go sightseeing. Scotland is rightly famous for its many brands of whiskey, and the hunters have decided to visit McKinley's distillery, which has created a whiskey with a very special history. During an expedition to Antarctica in 1907, Britain's famous Arctic explorer Ernest Shackleton brought 25 cases of 18-year-old McKinley's rare Old Highland malt whiskey. However, the expedition failed and its cabin and contents was abandoned. When members of New Zealand's Arctic Heritage Fund was restoring Shackleton's camp in 2007, they found 3 cases of whiskey, which was now well over 100 years old. 3 of the precious bottles were flown to Scotland. The contents of the bottles were carefully analyzed, and it was found that the malt used was from Glenmore and the Dalmore distilleries. The peat was from the Orkney Islands, and the whiskey has been matured in sherry casks made of pale American oak. Jens and Mikkel fully agree that the result of all the efforts is an outstanding pale and golden whiskey with a soft, rounded, and very aromatic taste. Back in the terrain, the hunters unfortunately have to realize that the weather and hereby the visibility has not improved.
Ja, så er det blevet morgen her i Skotland, og som I kan se, så er det lidt tåget i dag, så det har holdt os fra højlandet her fra morgenstunden. Men vi har allerede spottet 2 bukke, der gik en 500-600 meter herfra, og den ene var en rigtig flot, mørk, kraftig buk, som vi meget, meget gerne vil have fingre i, så vi starter pyrsen allerede nu. Vinden er perfekt, så ja, det bliver spændende.
See the hedge going along?
Yeah.
If you look, you'll see a blue barrel at the end of the hedge.
Yeah.
In line with the blue barrel, there's a beast walking down the fence.
Yeah, that's right.
He's coming back this way now.
Yeah. Looks like a buck, but I can't say what it is.
It's just too misty.
Yeah.
Can't get a clear view.
Yeah, he's in there.
Ja, in the garden. Ja, okay.
not standing well just now, Michael. Just let him turn. Just watch. There's a young buck coming in front of him. Just let him pass.
The other one passed, didn't he? No, he's still. Ah, he's still there.
He don't know us. He's okay now. He's just checking us.
Yeah, he's trying to hit him.
He's just checking us now.
Still coming left. He's in the corner.
No.
Ready?
You see him, Michael?
No, I don't see him.
Look at left, Michael.
You see him? He's still coming left. Still coming left. He's in the corner.
Yeah, I see him now.
In the corner. Just let him turn.
That's the one, yeah.
If you've got any shot at all, take it. Take it. Reload.
That was the chance we got.
Hit him. You've hit him. Just reload.
I think the shot was okay. Did you see him when he jumped over?
No, he jumped like a high heart.
Yeah.
But he's gone into the wood.
Maybe a
You
little
can't
bit.
see him.
Yeah.
We'll just wait here.
Yeah.
We won't go in. We'll give it 15, 20 minutes and let him
Yeah, let's do that.
expire in the wood. We'll just leave him be just now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exciting. And that little buck just went in front of him. Fantastic.
Oh, that's a good buck.
Well done.
Yeah, that's a really good buck. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks. Thanks. Wow.
Good.
Okay. For your collection.
Hardball, yes.
They'll normally make the job.
Yeah. They're working well.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, we've been waiting here now for, it's probably gone 25 minutes now, half an hour. So we'll
Put a
go and
bullet
have
in
look,
for safety.
see if we can, yeah, we'll need a round now just in case he's still still on the go. Hopefully he's just made the fence and stopped. See, we can't, there's no way we'd have seen him here at all. No way.
Det er en god farve det her. Det ligner hjerteskud. Masser af hår. Fin linje ind igen her. Lad mig følge. Ja, nu har jeg det rigtig godt med den farve, så kigger det hjerte. Det er den helt rigtige farve, så han ligger maks 20-30 meter væk. Så han ligger herinde et eller andet sted. Så der er en tydelig linje af helt ren hjerteblod her. Han må ligge lige herinde. That's our buck.
That's a cracker.
That's a nice buck.
Okay, he's dead. Shot. Perfect.
That's a nice
Perfect
buck.
shot. Well done.
Thank you, Adam.
Well done.
Wow. Look at this.
One, young man.
Wow. Wow. He is nice. He is nice.
Well done.
My God.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Good shot.
Perfect shot.
Perfect shot.
Perfect shot. Bullet's done its job anyway.
Look at that colour compared to the other one.
Yeah.
He's a...
When the bullet impacted there, we got a real solid thump, and he jumped, which would indicate a heart shot.
Yeah.
And this looks like it will be a heart shot once we get...
Yeah, what are we, 25 metres away? So...
yeah, he's not gone far.
He would never have realised what happened there.
No.
No. What a nice way to go for a beautiful old guy like him.
He just ran out of sight and unnerved us a little.
Yeah, he did a bit a couple of
No,
times.
he's here. He's perfect. That's a beautiful animal. That.
Yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful animal. I've shot a really, really nice buck, really on his top. He's probably 6 years old. He would for sure be going back from next year. We saw the young one, so we spotted him, started stalking towards him, and finally they went together, and they had a very nice stalk. The problem was that he was in tall grass, and we couldn't see them, and they were walking towards the forest, and that would have eaten him, and then we wouldn't have been able to follow him there. So we got him just before the forest. I had him in this high grass, and I could just see him between the grass, so that was perfect. And a nice hard shot for an old gentleman like this. I think that's a good way to go for him. So what a morning. Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, well done again. Well done.
Thanks.
Yeah, this roebuck here is very exceptional. Very exceptional.
But Adam, your selective shooting is just paying off, I must say.
Yeah.
First of all, you have, of course, the genes for getting good bucks.
Yeah, and this area, the Strathmore Valley here, right through, not just here, but right through this valley, produces quality heads like this on a regular basis.
But you know, when I'm here on red deer stalking, the Scottish version is significantly smaller than what we shoot on the continent. So I'm really surprised. I've been shooting good bucks down in the southern part of England.
Yep.
But shooting bucks like this up here in my favorite country, that's exciting. I must admit that. Yeah, you know, but one of the things, Adam, that is a very positive surprise to me is landscape with perfect for the raw deer all over. And then on top of that, you also have the hill bucks up in the highland.
Yeah, this is very different from yesterday.
Yeah, and for me as a hunter coming here, having the opportunity to hunt in both types of landscape is unique. Now this is a fantastic buck.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna enjoy that on my wall at home.
Yeah, you're a lucky man.
Yeah, that wow. 3 fantastic bucks. I mean, your aggressive beast from your back garden, and 2 beautiful, perfectly matured bucks. I can't be any better. Can't be better. Jamen, en ting er at pyrse buk i en natur, et område, som vi er i her i Skotland. Det er jo fantastisk. Men bukkejagten for mig, altså jeg voksede op med bukkejagt i Nordvestjylland, hvor bukkene var små pinde, men fantastisk pyrs og storslået natur i Danmark. Og siden der har jeg så haft mulighed for at jage buk i både Tyskland, Polen, Skotland, England og i Sverige. Og jeg må sige, den dag jeg ikke gider at pyrse råbuk mere, så står jeg med at gå på jagt. Det er et fantastisk dyr at jage. Og når man så en gang imellem er heldig at få et trofæ, som vi fik her til morgen, jamen så findes det ikke bedre.
That's a big buck. Hey, young man.
Among the many tasks of a game manager trainee is to carry the bucks killed by the guests out to a place where a car can pick them up. With a good backpack, however, this is no major job, so he is coping here with a great smile.
Perfect.
Another successful hunt.
With this successful stalk, Mikkel's hunt is over for this time. Now he's going to celebrate it with a pint in the local pub, where the hunters are staying before heading on home for work tomorrow morning.
The thing is, not shooting the young, strong bucks.
Nå, Jens.
Tak for den her
Tak
gang.
for den her gang. Og knæk og bræk med de sidste par dage.
Ja, og tillykke med de gode bukke.
Ja, tak. Og i lige måde, og jeg håber, du får en enkelt det samme kaliber med.
Ja, tak skal du have.
Hej.
God tur.
Ja.
Mikkel is leaving to the tones of the musical instrument which most people find inextricably bound to Scotland. Since medieval times, the bagpipe has been popular in Scotland, and the tradition of playing this instrument has been preserved, especially because it has increasingly been connected with military ceremonies and even during actual combat. Through the times, many Scottish regiments have had bagpipes leading the attack on an enemy. Especially in the 19th century, when the battlefields were often covered with gun smoke, the bagpipes were used as indicators of direction, as the troops could hear in which direction their brothers-in-arms were moving. On top of this, there was undoubtedly a great psychological effect on the enemy, when the seemingly fearless Scotsmen were so sure of their victory that their bagpipers dared to walk unarmed and playing ahead of the troops. How incredible it may sound, this practice continued right up to the beginning of World War I, where bagpipers even led the attack on the German trench lines. However, the loss of pipers quickly became so large that after the first and very bloody battles, the regiments simply had to stop doing so. Nevertheless, this tradition was taken up again during World War II, when a regiment of Highlanders had bagpipers at the head of the second charge at El Alamein on October the 23rd, 1943. The last time bagpipes were used during actual combat was during the Aden crisis in 1967, where a Scottish Highland regiment played its traditional march during the attack on the Arab rebels. With these sad tones drifting across the foggy scenery, we're about to meet the next hunter, who is to enjoy a couple of exciting hunting days here in Strathmore Valley. Torben Lyngsu is an extremely experienced man who has hunted all over the world and hunted roebucks in numerous European countries. As Torben has hunted many times in Scotland, he knows the most varied climate you can experience here, and accordingly he is wearing first-class hunting clothes. It must keep out the rain and yet lead the sweat away from the body and let it vaporize.
Are we going this way or this way?
I think we'll go along the bottom and have a look.
Yeah.
If we don't see them, we can go round the hill.
Yep.
The terrain up here, where the arable land turns into highland, is more open and the vegetation is dominated by gorse. The plant protects itself from browsing deer by growing thorns, and that this strategy works is proved by the fact that gorse is the dominating plant in the open spots of the lower highlands. The roe deer prefers broad-leaved herbs and only eats the sprouting grass in the early spring, when the nutritious content is sufficiently high.
The buck's just coming across the hill. Yeah, he's coming closer a bit. We'll need to try and crawl down, get into the bushes, get a good look. I'll let you go first with the rifle.
I think he's gone behind that bush now.
I don't think it's a nice owl buck.
Yeah. Can we take him anyway?
Yeah, he looks quite nice.
In order to ensure the best possible support for his rifle, Torben gets into as low a shooting position as the terrain permits.
I think he get the wind. It's running a little bit around.
Obviously, the buck has detected that something is wrong, but is not quite aware exactly where the danger is coming from, and accordingly it moves in an arch to catch the scent. Torben cannot do anything but keep ready to shoot if a good chance should arise by the buck stopping, exposing its shoulder by standing broadside. This is obviously a young buck, which is not very experienced. An old buck would have disappeared a long time ago.
That's good. That's the way to do it.
Not so big.
Not so big, but I think
Not so big.
no. It's a typical hill buck.
Yeah. Nice hill buck. Very bad, mate.
The next guest to visit Strathmore is Frenchman Philippe Jaguer. He is an aficionado who prefers single-shot rifles for stalking roebucks, and he knows the importance of checking the rifle's point of impact before the hunt.
Just put that sandbag on top of that.
Yeah, you're much better that way. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Big lad though.
Much better now. Okay.
Absolutely perfect.
Perfect. Yeah. Up. So now we just make the testing shoot, and we are full in the middle with this kind of ammunition. We have a 270 Winchester H Mental from RWS, and I think it's very good predictions for the hunt today.
Should work well.
I try. Okay, that's
Philip,
fine.
this is no use. It's about 3 mil left.
Yeah.
I have to go and shoot again.
We have to shoot again, I think. It should be fine.
No, it's perfect.
It should be fine.
Absolutely
and,
perfect.
That's okay for me.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Let's go hunting.
Okay.
The Scottish weather is not showing its best side, but at least it is not raining, which increases the pleasure of hunting.
I will go now. We can cross the river. Yeah. I think Paul should walk into the water. Paul should walk to the water.
No.
Adam and Philippe are out looking for a buck which lives in this area. The buck has a very non-typical head which Philippe would like to add to his collection. The buck is probably in the vicinity, but where? In the misty weather, you need to move very slowly forward and scan every corner of the terrain. A few hundred meters further on, Adam spots something between the sedges.
Yeah, okay. I don't need to look at him anymore. We can shoot it.
They are walking away to the right. Okay, take care. They are walking away. I need the shooting stick. Can you give me the shooting stick? Give me the shooting stick.
Just wait just now. Don't move.
It's too high. It's too high.
That's okay. Don't move. Don't move.
It's not the buck.
No, that's the doe. We need that doe to go out the way and we'll get onto the top here, onto the high ground.
The closer the roe gets, the greater is the risk that she detects the hunters and will run off barking, followed by the abnormal buck. It is evident that the roe is alerted by the unusual objects in the terrain, but the hunters cannot do anything but sit absolutely still and hope.
The weather is not really what we were expecting, but that's Scotland. And nevertheless, we had a very, very good stalking this morning. We have stalked approximately 2 hours. And when we came out on this wetland here, there were quite a few roe deers. We saw approximately 20 pieces, and one of them was a very big buck. We were so near, and finally a young one was with him, and the young one ran into the forest. And so the game was over for us, but it was really exciting. It's what I like in Scotland. You always get a lot of adventures and a lot of sport, good sport with wild animals, open spaces. It's absolutely perfect.
Adding insult to injury, it now begins to rain. However, this is a condition you have to foresee with almost all kinds of hunting in Scotland, and it takes a lot more to discourage these two eager hunters. They are both wearing some of the best clothes made for this purpose, so they will neither get wet nor cold during their walks in the terrain. Adam knows the terrain so well that he has a fairly good idea where the buck might be right now. And as they are approaching the place, they are in for a surprise.
That's him. Now we have the problem that we don't know where he is in the wood. So we might have to go back and go along the top edge in case he's gone out into the fields. But it's not going to be easy now.
When the hunters have walked back a bit along the fence, they spot some roe deer. Is one of them the buck?
Yeah, definitely. We spotted an abnormal buck on this track. So we've stopped here and viewed a beast in front. We're not sure what that was. And Philippe here has spied the abnormal buck over by the wood in the rape field. So we're going to go and try and stalk him, see if we can get a shot.
Okay, so I stay behind you.
Just
slightly on the left, okay?
Just behind me, okay? Yeah. We'll make our way across.
walk down. He's just over there. Can you see?
Yeah, he's still there. He's still there. See him.
He's not looking at us, it's okay. He's feeding. He's feeding.
Keep low just now, Philippe.
Okay, he's just there.
Yeah, he's still there. He's watching us.
Yeah.
He's watching us.
Wait, I take the distance. 135. 135. It's okay.
135. Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Just stay behind me on the right so I can put my arm on you.
He's watching us. He's watching us.
Wait. Not like that. Okay. Perfect, now it's good.
Take him when you're ready.
Okay, yes. Are you ready?
Yep. He's down.
Yep.
He's down, well done.
Just
reload, please.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you very
Well
much
done.
for the good story.
Yep.
Very good. We give him a bit of time.
Give him a
yes.
little time, yep.
Yeah.
So, and he's clean and appears to have quite a bit of colour there. So it'll be an interesting head.
I'm so happy.
Good. The roe deer like the rape. Yeah, it can be tricky. You know, we've been quite lucky here that we've got an opening there. That's a natural bog there. So.
When you look at that, we could just see it on 1 meter.
Yep.
Not higher than that. You know. So we go?
We'll go and have a look. Well, we get down this tram line.
Yeah, there is a way there. It's my first lowland Scottish buck.
It's your first buck on Strathmore Estates.
And yes, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Not for the want of trying. Yeah.
But the day is not finished, I tell you.
No.
The spirits are turning now. I can feel it.
Go straight over here, Philippe, to the far side.
It's quite a big place.
Yeah. You shouldn't be too far up here.
Must be somewhere here.
Stop, sit down.
Shoot.
It's a buck.
Tell me if I shoot. Yeah, it's a buck. Tell me.
Shoot him. Reload. Reload.
Shit. Shit, I'm a bit.
He has quite a poor head on him. It's a good cull buck. In the management plan, it's a good one to take. I think that was a solid strike. I'm fairly confident I saw hair coming off that
What
bush.
happened here?
So we are just working for the first buck. And suddenly a second one came over at the hill. Very near, 40 meters. I don't know why, but okay. And Adam told me I have to shoot. I have no time to see exactly what he has on the head. Huh?
It's a poor head. It's a good one to take.
A young
the
one.
Tines are extremely short and
it's unbelievable. Oof, tell me.
shoot him. Reload. Okay.
Now we have two bucks to look after.
Yeah, that's fine though.
What is going on? I told you the spirits are turning. Take care, we will have a third one.
How
coming
did you
soon.
feel about your shot there?
Well, I was full behind the shoulder.
Okay. He's made the cover, but we'll leave him for.
Yeah. We have another one.
We'll
to
deal
look
with
after.
this one first, and that should give us enough time to let this one settle down. So.
Okay.
Are you loaded again?
Yeah,
Just in
it's
case.
okay. It's safe.
There he is. There he is.
Good job.
Just check him with a.
Hey, super. Wow. Excellent.
He's dead.
Excellent. Wonderful. Look at that.
He's an old buck.
Wow.
He's an old buck.
Hey, super. Very nice colors. And look at that here on the side. Oh. Hey. This is a very nice abnormal roebuck. Look at
Very, very nice.
Wow.
Well done.
Excellent.
Let's take that glove
Thank
off
you.
again.
Thank you, Adam.
Well done. That's great.
Wonderful. That is really something special, you see?
One of a kind.
Wow. Unique.
Yep, very.
Unique.
Very.
Unique. Great.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a.
And the skin is a bit strange, but wonderful.
Quite a bit of purling on this side and no purling on this side.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Excellent.
Very strange.
Wow.
This is the second time we've seen him and we've been successful,
Yes.
so it's great.
So I hope you are happy.
I'm very, very.
I am very happy.
Again, well done. Well done.
Thank you, Adam. Very good selection.
It's a nice animal.
So we take it with us.
Well
Thank
done.
you, Adam.
Well
Thank
done.
you. So we go for the second one now.
Okay, we'll just lay this one here for
Repeated. Okay.
Yep. Put this front end down the hill. Let the blood out.
Okay.
Okay. We can get in here. I'll let you go in first with the rifle.
Yeah.
Yep, we've got the shot here. There's hair. Blast. And a piece of lung.
Yeah.
That's a piece of lung there.
Yeah. You can see it. You see.
We've got
It won't be far away.
no. A lot of oxygenated blood here.
Yeah.
With the bullet passing through the
You
lungs.
see,
and
it comes here.
quite a blast.
The blood was projected over there, 5 meters away, because he had a lot of pressure. He was running.
Yep. There we go. Yep.
Yeah. He must be somewhere here.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, we could quite easily walk forward, but all those bushes look the same.
Yeah.
You know, we were in the field, so we can't be certain unless we follow the
there.
blood. Yep, good bit of blood there.
Hey, you see the distance he
And again.
made? Crazy.
Oh, we're already
Again.
35 metres away, I would say.
The heart is probably hit, because he jumped when I shot.
He's again. He's made some distance.
It was just for fun. He ran into the bush.
He's getting heavy on the feet now. Philippe, he's really putting down hard.
Okay, we go.
I'll let you go first with the rifle.
He's over there, you know.
Oh yeah.
He's just here. It's here.
There he is, yep. He looks very dead anyway.
Seems so. Oh yes. Look at that. He was already in the summer color.
Yeah, he's a younger buck than we've just shot, but he's a good cull beast.
Yes.
Good cull beast. I was fairly confident what I saw, and this beast here is never going to produce a...
This is a murder buck, you know,
as
very
good
dangerous
as,
for the other ones.
A nice beast to take out, very dangerous during the rut, that animal. Well done.
So,
number 2.
Number 2.
In 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes, it's okay.
With these snapshots of the result of Philippe's quite outstanding hunt, which he is not likely ever to forget, we must say goodbye to the team from Strathmore Estate and the beautiful Scottish landscapes, which offer so many magnificent hunting experiences. It is a small wonder that most hunters who have once tasted the many marvels of Scotland are returning year after year. As we have seen, Scotland is capable of delivering trophies of the very highest quality, and the game management as well as the hunting ethics is second to none. In addition, the costs of hunting in Scotland are very modest compared to most other hunting destinations, which makes it less difficult to enjoy the country's many challenges, not only as a marksman, but even more so as a stalker. The country's outstanding mixture of history, culture, and the very wild nature constitute the perfect settings of a hunting trip. And the hunters from Strathmore are already looking forward to the next time they are going to revisit the place and see Glamis Castle. The entire team of hunters, Jens, Mikkel, Torben, and Philippe, would like to thank Adam and Stephen very much for the many exquisite hunting experiences they have had, regardless of the size of the trophies which the hunts resulted in. The Hunters video team would also like to say thank you for letting us visit Strathmore Estate's many wonderful terrains and catch a few of the many marvelous sceneries and hunting experiences on film. Happy hunting!